knocking. And
And
obviously,
just so everyone knows, when he says strategic, this is what this means. So, all right, we're educating too. And when you deal with the investment world, private equity, even venture capital, but others, right? Strategic means that there's a lot of large companies in an industry, right? So they're the big kahunas. When you're a large company, you're just not as nimble, right? You can't move as easily and stuff like that. So what happens is that these large companies are always looking for the next big thing within their industry to buy it out, right? Or to partner, to joint venture, or whatever the case is. Because in order for them to stay large, they they have to understand the streets. And so a lot of people, what they don't understand is that you might be like, man, I'm small
mhm,
right now. Dude, the
mhm.
big boy needs the small guys as well as the small guys need the big boys. So they were strategic, right, in the sense of looking for companies like Mael in order to partner with. Go ahead.
No, 100%. And so obviously, with that, and again, it's timing. And so as we're looking at, wow, well, we're continuing doing some extraordinary things in our space. But for us, we're seeking globalization impact, global impact, right? We're seeking more. We want to do more. And so we begin to, a year and a half later, post our partnership with Berkshire Partners, we all agreed as board members to go ahead and partake in a strategic process. And so we did so. We spoke to many. In fact, we spoke to just about all of them you can think of. And obviously, we ended up merging and being acquired by Procter and Gamble, which was an historic transaction. And and again, going back to the nine-figure non-controlling deal we did, well, when you maintain control and you have the majority share, well, when you go into a full acquisition, well, guess what? You're going to have the lion's share of the acquisition, right? And so obviously, we did extremely well. That put us in position for Black generation wealth, not rich, wealth, a big difference. And
There's a big,
so, and
there's a big
big
difference.
difference. And so with that, obviously that was extraordinary, historic for us. But the mission continues. We created what's called a standalone acquisition, which means, we sold the company, but my wife and I were still leading and running the company, and this goes back to how do you encourage your investor partners to trust you that they can invest in you or they can buy you, but you will still run because they see something in you. They see your passion. They see the work ethic. They see your discipline. They see your obedience. They can trust you. When you come to our facility we operate like we're a Fortune 500 company. So when people come to our warehouse, their mouth is on the floor because it's unbelievable to see the level of cleanliness, the operation, the organization, the scale we have. We have well over 120,000 square foot of warehousing. And when they see that, it is inspiring to them, quite frankly. And for them, it's like, well, how do we help you guys, right? And so because they begin to find that the things that we were able to do, quite frankly, at the strategic level, they haven't been able to because they are not relatable to us in our communities. So the point is that we were able to embark on this historical merger with Procter and Gamble that we're very proud of. And but for me and my wife and I, it's like the path to normalization of things like this, very important, because in order to build wealth in our communities, right, we need to create and grow businesses and being able to get those high multiples, so that we can build wealth for our communities, that we create generations of wealth.
Melvin, I just, and for everyone listening, I want you guys to understand that if you understand history, and maybe you probably know this history, right? Uh, when they took over part of West Africa, they started the Niger Company. And the Niger Company was essentially a company that dealt with a lot of beauty, ivory, different minerals that were coming out of West Africa that at that time the Europeans were using those products, right? So
Mhm.
as you said, Unilever, L'Oreal, Procter and Gamble, they all come from part of that history, right? And the Niger companies actually what even helped create Nigeria as we know it today and other things like that. And we've had a history of where our natural resources, intellectually and physically, right, were extracted. And then here you came along, right? Really put yourself in a position where not only they had to buy you or merge with you, right? That's probably a better word, merge with you, but then you also kept a stake in the company where now generationally, right, it's kind of reversed now. So now they, your kids and kids and those folks are going to continue to prosper from the
Right.
product and all the things that have been created. So look, I'm going to say this, right? Look, I don't get paid by my L. I'm not on payroll. I'm not an advertiser, but I'm telling you right now, no matter where you are in the world, right? When you see a Mielle product, Mielle, right? You should be proud and be like, yo, we did that. You know what I'm saying? Globally. Now today, you're in how many countries today?
Yeah, so right now we're in over 85 countries, and yep, 85 countries and growing. So yeah, so it's extraordinary. And as I think about the win and the historical merger, it's honestly a win for all of us, right? Because we now see it, and we see that it's truly possible. We now see that idea, that dream is real. That dream is real, but it is up to you to execute that dream. It's up to you to not allow that dream to die. It's up to you. The choice is yours. I think as we work to do more of this, it allows us to contribute even more to our society and to really shift the dynamics of the future of our communities. And I think what's important is this: we go by a saying called CUT: create, unlock, transfer. And what that means is that we've been blessed to
create, unlock, transfer. Make sure everyone put cut in the chat. Put cut in the chat so everyone can catch it. Cut.
No, absolutely, because as we create and we innovate, right? We have the ideas, we create, and then we begin to unlock, right? We unlock, we grow, we scale, and we experience successes, whatever it is, wins, losses, whatever it is. And then, but the most important thing is that not retaining that it's all me, 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 me. It's important to, again, going back to the vulnerability, transfer, depositing, so that we continue to learn, so that we continue to grow, right? So that we continue to challenge each other and be challenged, because as we're challenged and continue to get challenged, it allows us to continue to flourish and grow and think about it that much differently. So, cut, very important.
So 87 countries today. Obviously, man, 9-figure checks being cut. You got, obviously you've been with your partner for, it's almost 20 years now, something like that.
Oh yeah, over 20. Yeah,
over 20 years. Obviously you have beautiful children. You got like you're living. And I want to use this, right, because we talk about the American dream, we talk about whatever dream. I want to call this the black man's dream, right, and the black African dream. We got to create our own dream, right? What is not only next for you, like how do you see the world now? What's your next chapter? What's your next chapter?
Yeah, I would say my next is my current now. I would say, because for me, it's really working towards, again, as I mentioned, normalization of these things. And for me, I'm doing a lot of things like this, speaking and pouring into individuals and speaking knowledge and speaking life. There are different business ventures that I'm tapping into in the investment front, and now being able to invest in us, being able to, my goal really right now is to and I started a firm called MJR Venture Capitals, to where I am investing dollars in black-owned businesses that are looking to scale, that have that passion, that commitment, that dedication. I want to hear from you, right? Because I want to help you grow. And so again, my goal is to really get to the path of normalizing this and building more wealth amongst our communities. And so I think I'm very excited about that, and that's something that we have working here.
And just so you know, man, we're going to be able to. We actually got something we call the Black Business Funding Book, right, where venture capital firms like yourself and others be able to highlight that, and that people can start to find out what resources are out there as it pertains to black funding, right? People funding black companies, because it's so segmented, and you kind of a lot of times have to know somebody or be inside. But thank you for doing that. Look, one question I always want to ask is that, man, who's your black? When you think about black heroes, who's your black hero? Like, you may have multiple, but give us one. Give us one. What's your black hero?
Well, my first black hero is my father. My dad, Melvin Gale. That's my first hero.
That's what's up.
That's a given. He's trained me, raised me to becoming who I am today. So first and foremost, but also outside of that, Dr. King and his studies and just what he was all about, and just for the people, for the community, I lean towards his leadership and guidance pretty often. Then also too, just in the sports sector, I'm a huge basketball fan, so obviously Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant.
MJ baby for life.
Yeah, and even Kobe, man, because it's for me, it's the drive, it's the dedication, the hard work, the commitment. That the failure isn't an option. Like, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going, no matter where we are, no matter if we lose. We're gonna keep going. And I think like those individuals really just have like, just studying and watching their level of dedication, man. It's just been extraordinary for myself.
Well, Melvin, look, man, this has been so inspiring and also wonderful. And what I'm going to say to you is, like every other black man who's with it, like, thank you for paving a way, but also, like, there's a lot of us doing a lot of great things, okay? And we've done amazing things. And a lot of times we're quiet because, a couple of reasons. One is that, we know what's out there, right? We know how scrutinized we get, and we know, things happen. But also, at the end of the day, here's the truth of the matter. And although you're in the consumer space, you're in the consumer product, right? And you could have made your money, got your check, and said, you know what? Deuces, right? I'm like, my family's good, so we're good, and I'm done. But thank you for paving it forward, and now coming out and being like, hey, even the nuggets you gave just now, there's somebody here that got a 7-figure, 8-figure company right now, and they're trying to figure out, man, what do I do? How do I do it? And the fact that you just decided to level up, you talked to 65 different investment firms to find the one that aligns with you so that you can go to the next level. Thank you for doing it for the culture. Thank you for doing it for Black men. And thank you for doing it, one, for your family, right? Thank you for doing it for your family. Because I think what we miss out sometimes is that, man, only we're going to take care of our families. We can't look at somebody else. And I think that's really messed up a lot of things, looking outside of us, but somebody else provide what we're supposed to provide. A good man is an inheritance for his children's children. If we're going to be great men, we got to look at 7 generations. And you have accomplished that. So thank you, man. Any last words?
No, I think that's well said, man. In summary, and I just say, gentlemen that are watching this, it is our time. It is your time. Enough's enough. We need to take back what was taken from us. Enough's enough. Like, who are we fooling? Like what I've done, my wife and I have done, many can do, you can do. We're no bigger, we're no different, right? We share the same 24, right? Like it's on us. And if God can be for me, who can be against us, right? And so it's greater that He is within me and you, and greater that He is within the entire world. God got us. He just wants us to put the work in, because He told us faith without works is dead. The choice is yours. Like, I want to see the next billionaire, right? Monique and Melvin did it. Why not you? Right?
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
The choice is yours. So it don't matter where you come from. Your current situation does not determine your final destination. It's on you. The choice.
Hey, Melvin, thank you so much again. Everyone put a 1 in the chat, man. 1 million Black men. Hey, Melvin, like you said, he's not going to be the only one. All right, man. First off, if that interview was very helpful and some things that you're working on that you're doing, I want you to put a 1 in the chat. If that interview was helpful and insightful, some things you're trying to do in your life, put a 1 in the chat. We're sending out a text message to everybody to say, hey, look, live. If you're seeing it, please share. Please share. We're live. We're moving forward. We're making this happen. Please share right live if you can right now on Facebook as well as YouTube, but especially on Facebook. Let me just give you guys some quick insight, right? Let me tell you something. So you got everyone on here knows the people who are here. I'm not a media guy, okay? A matter of fact, for a long time, not only am I not a media guy, I'm not much of a marketing guy, right? I know that you guys are here, you showed up, you did this, but this is not my business. I made my money and I made what I created in my life, right? In a lot of other spaces. As a matter of fact, for a long time, I felt that the area of, what you would call, wealth teaching, success teaching in that space, most of it, in my opinion, was trash, right? Some of it is good. Some of it, some good mindset. You can learn some good things, some good inspiration. But when you've built businesses, when you've had to hire people, when you've dealt with over 300 employees. At one time I was in China, I dealt with, obviously 10,000 employees. I have, when you've been responsible for people's livelihoods, right? If you don't show up and you don't perform, right, then that means that their kids don't eat. Or that means that there's something that happens in that person's life, right? They can't pay bills, right? And so when I looked at this space and I finally looked up, I was on social media for about 6 or 7 years. And I looked up at this space, I felt that there are a lot of people that were talking a good game, but when you actually looked at their receipts of what they did in their life, the reality was that the way they made their money was through selling people snake oil. It was through selling people like you, right, and others, concepts and principles that actually are not applicable in real life, meaning that it was theory, right? Even right now today, okay? Right now today, right? If everyone hear, I'm gonna make sure everyone can hear me, right? You can hear me real quick. If you can hear me, right? Right? Thank you. Say that. Okay, I see you. I see you. I think everyone can hear me. Fantastic, right? Because the truth of the matter, here's the truth. Let me tell you the truth, right? You have to
figure out everything that will make you successful. Now, I'll talk to you as a black man, but let me just be very clear. You have to figure out, it is your responsibility, period, right? You can get mentors, you can get insights, you can get all of that. And guess what? It will accelerate the process. It will accelerate your process. But I want you to know that you have to figure out the new one. You have to show up every single day. No matter if you think you can outsource things, you think you can contract things, but you have to show up, because at the end of the day, right, it's built on you. Now, things come, the winds blow, but at the end of the day, the question will be, are you able to perform and do what it takes to win for your family, to win for your children, okay? At whatever level that you're operating at. So today, what we're going to do, I'm going to go straight into a couple things, because I want it to be very concrete today about principles and also areas where you can win, where you can, as we talked about yesterday, right? We talked about finding unique opportunity. We talked about uncovering the bias, okay? You have to go into spaces realizing what the bias is. What is the bias, okay? Because if you don't realize what the bias is, what's going to happen to you is that you're going to show up, and then you're going to be disappointed. You're going to get knocked across the head, not realizing, hey, this is just a space, and this is what it is. Sometimes it's not race. Sometimes it's not sex. Sometimes it's not none of that. Sometimes it is that the industry that is set up, it's set up with a certain construct, and that is the industry. So then you have to be wise enough, smart enough. You have to be quick enough to be able to read through the nuances, right? So you can get into the space where you can win. And so we're going to go right into that right now. You ready? All right, let's go. All right. So I want to give you a couple nuances and secrets for me that really help me and help me really win. Give me a couple nuances real quick. Look, please, again, if you are here, please let a friend know. We're sending out another text, okay? Let a friend know. Please send it in the chat. Please share this, because I'm about to go. This is about to be real life, all right? I am giving you no theory. This is going to be real life. I do tens of millions of dollars a year. I got it from the gutter. I got people from my family who are on here. They know, right? Ain't no chaser. You see this badge right here? You see this, the White House, okay? You know what I know the real story? The White House rejected me 6 times. 6 times I applied to the White House and was rejected because I didn't have the connections. I didn't have the mama and the daddy, right? My mama and daddy came from Mississippi and Louisiana, no education, right? No resources. My dad was a janitor at a utility company. My mom was schizophrenic. So when you talk about things being stacked against you, no matter if you're sitting in Africa, if you're sitting in Brazil, if you're sitting in Yemen, if you're sitting in New Zealand, right? I understand it. There was no expectation for me to do anything. They just wanted me, hey, don't get in the game, right? And hopefully don't have no babies. That was it. If I did that and graduated high school, man, I was already winning. If you can relate to that, I want you to put a 1 in the chat. If you can relate to that, I need you to put a 1 in the chat. Okay? So, what happened to me was a blessing. And I'm about to give you this principle. No matter what level you at, brother, the brother who got a couple million in the bank, you need to write this down. The brother who got a couple dollars in the bank, you need to write this down. Are you ready? When I left school, 19 years old, one, I had some financial issues because I couldn't really pay for it all. Number 2, my mom had leukemia and schizophrenia, and I was watching my brother and sister struggle. My sister was in 7th grade reading on a 4th grade level. You hear me? My brother at the time was in high school being recruited by gangs. He came home one day because he had gotten jumped. And he was like, man, bro, he's like, I'm really not trying to be in this game, man. And I said, bro, I'm here. Guess what? The next time they come to you, they got to come through me. So I had a decision to make. And so I had a decision where it was like, okay, if I go to school, I might end up leaving my family behind, but what does that look like, right? My family, my brother's going to be in jail. My sister's going to get knocked up, right? How does that look? And I got a college degree, so what? So I decided, you know what? I'm going to take care of my family. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to educate myself. Now, I know people are looking. I told you yesterday, that notion that somebody's going to put you on, don't believe that bull crap. Ain't nobody going to put you on. You got to come to the table with the value, the information, the knowledge. You got to do that. You got to do that, bro. Brother, I'm telling you, you can't look, I'm going to give it to you. I put on this event, 1 million black men. Nobody gave me a blueprint. I looked around. Somebody said, yo, hey, get some sponsors. I'm like, wait up. If I get the sponsors, now the sponsors dictate my content. I get the sponsors, now I got to listen. And guess what happens with a lot of movements? Again, I'm talking with black men here. Guess what happens with the movements? When we start to move the needle economically, move the needle socially, right? We're dependent economically on other people, and you will never be independent as long as you are dependent economically. I don't care how many people march. I don't care how many people tear up a street. I don't care. You can go Black Lives Matter all day long. It's not going to change your circumstance. Now, if I'm telling the truth, now I need you to put a 1 in the chat. If I'm telling the truth. For the brothers who've lived long enough, who've been around, and you've seen the movements, you've seen the people, you've seen it. Did it change the circumstance of the community? Did it move the needle? What happened with Dr. King? Great social movement. Please share this, right? Because I'm going in today. I'm going to go in and I'm going to give you these principles, and then we're going to talk about what you need to do, okay? For those that have been around, look at Dr. King, amazing man, right? Peaceful. He was the best of us. You hear me? He was the best of us. Dr. King goes, he gets shot, he gets killed. Why? So Dr. King goes, Civil Rights Bill passes, moving forward. And a matter of fact, let me be straight with everybody. Anybody who is in America that is not of European descent, they owe a debt to Dr. King, because Dr. King went, he did the civil rights thing, and then he left a little message, right? Not just to free African Americans, but to allow immigration to every other people group, the Indian, the African, the Filipino, the Brazilian, the Jamaican. Dr. King did that. So after he did that, hold on, wait, watch this. He starts the Poor People's Campaign. Why does he start the Poor People Campaign? Because Dr. King realized, he said, hold on, wait, I'm freeing people to be able to sit at a countertop and they can't afford the sandwich anyway. They can't afford the sandwich. So we're going to socially free people, and then economically, they're ignorant. They can't even afford to be at the table. That's what happened with Dr. King. So what we're going to do, we're going to move things economically, okay? We're going to move things economic, we'll move it socially, okay? But when we do that, right, I'm going to put a demand on you, an accountability demand, okay? And we're going to lift brothers. We're going to get them to the bag. Now, I know when we get you to the bag, brothers, some of y'all, like I did, when I paid my first, I wanted every Jordan that I couldn't afford when I was a kid. I just went and got it, okay? So we're going to let you have your time, but then we're going to make sure you're setting yourself up for wealth creation for 7 generations. That's what we're going to do, all right? So grab your pens and papers. We're going to go through the industries in which right now, literally right now, you can win. You ready? All right, let's go. So, the first industry I want you to look at. Now, in this, we're talking about entrepreneurship, but we're also talking about skill sets and opportunity. Let me tell you something about entrepreneurship that people don't tell you. Okay, you ready? When you're building a business, it's like a baby. You understand what I'm saying? It is difficult to build a business when you don't have any form of cash flow security. I want you to hear me out when I say this. Most of us, when we build our businesses, when we start off, most of us, what do we have to do? We have to work in some capacity, most, not all, but most of us, we have to work in some capacity. I don't care if you got to be a trash man. I don't care if you got to be a garbage man. I don't care if you got to work for whatever the man. But you work while you use that cash flow to go into and build your family's future. That's what most of us have to do. Okay? Right? So let's talk about the industries that have less bias, less isms, right? Less subjective, that we can win in. Number one, aviation. Okay? When we talked about the J curve, we talked about yesterday with this J curve, right? How things grow. Aviation obviously is not a new industry. Aviation has been around for a long time. Okay? It's been around for a long time. Okay? But aviation now was really popular, really hot in the 1950s, the 1960s, and now a lot of those people are retiring. So aviation has a supply, they have a supply-demand shift. So there is a demand, right, for aviation workers, and the supply is very low. What happens in these industries when that takes place is that a lot of times they lower the standards of what would have been, meaning that they may have demanded a college degree. They would have demanded you to have certain experience, but because they have a labor shortage, they are letting you in the door without all the credentials, and aviation pays very well overall. If you look at aviation mechanic, okay, if you look at, you want to learn aviation mechanic, you want to learn how to work on the engines, right? For those that are in the Southeast, if you are in Florida, right, or you're in the South, aviation has a lot of opportunity in those areas. You can learn those spaces. We are not represented in those spaces, okay? A lot of our Cuban brothers, a lot of Afro-Cubans are in that space. You may want to make a connection. If you're in the chat, you're Afro-Cuban, you can raise your hand, say so. But aviation is a space you can win in. Places like, if you're in Africa, okay, you want to look at Ethiopian Airline. They're one of the best, actually one of the best airlines in the world, Ethiopian Airline, okay? You can go to Ethiopian Airline, you can get trained. In the United States, you're looking at Delta and United. If you're in Europe, okay, because I got brothers from all over the world. If you're in Europe, you want to look at Lufthansa. They have some of the best aviation in the world. Ethiopian Airline, Lufthansa, Delta, United. All right? Next industry, let's go. Get your pens ready. Ready? Transportation. Okay? I like transportation because particularly for the U.S., this is a felon-friendly industry. A lot of our brothers, especially in the West, we talk about Canada and America, right? Remember I told you, we have been over-sexualized and we have been over-criminalized, okay? Overly sexualized and we have been overly criminalized, all right? And so transportation, you can get a CDL even with a felony, okay? And I want to give you a precursor real quick. We'll talk about this later. We'll talk about our kind of some things we're doing in the future, mentorship stuff. I'm going to give people access for those that do support us, right? And support what we're doing. You're going to get early access. I'm working with one of the top companies right now in the United States, one of the top trucking companies right now, one of the top trainers in the industry. And we're trying to put together right now, hopefully be done by the summer to fall, right? An entire CDL, part of it online, part of it in person, to put brothers in the game in trucking immediately. That's going to be in the future. I'm going to precursor that. But for those who participate with us, they're going to get early access to that. We're going to help you right today in my transportation business. Let me tell you something. In transportation, me, in that space. It's one of my largest verticals, right? I have hundreds of employees, and I run at any given moment. I have about 70 to 150 trucks that I move every day. Okay, it's one of the spaces I'm in. Okay, I'm in a lot of different spaces now in my life, but it is one of the spaces I'm in. So what we're going to do, we're going to help brothers scale, get certified, learn the space, but also after they've been in it about a year, we're going to help them scale from 1 truck to 3 trucks, from 3 to 5, from 5 to 10 to 15, and so forth. Understood? All right. If you heard me, I want to hear a yes. If you heard me, I want to hear yes. Okay. Put a yes in the chat. All right. All right. Here we go. Also in transportations, you want to look at high-paying certifications. High-paying certifications. By brothers who got, again, you got a little bit of money, right? This is an entrepreneurial space. If you want to diversify in, reach out to us, and you can connect with us on this, okay? Right? There's a company called Cummings, Cummins. Cummings has a certification for engines, okay? They make, just so you know, Cummings makes most of the engines for military vehicles, right? Trucking vehicles, right? And generators. Again, I'm talking to the brothers over in developing countries as well. If you're in the developing country as well, okay? A lot of generators are used in Africa. A lot of generators are used in South America, okay? Cummings is an amazing, it takes 12 weeks. It's a high-paying certification that you can get certified in as a black man, right? Okay? And you, right, can go and make between 70, 80, 90, 100,000 a year today. 12-week training. 12-week training. Okay? All right? So look at Cummings. It's an amazing certification. It's very key. My brother watching from Kenya, man. Welcome, brother. Welcome, welcome. I love Kenya, baby. They don't know about Nubasa. All right. So let's go. All right. So Cummings. Also, certifications in trucking, Class A to Class C. Okay? We got that coming. We're going to make sure, again, you're going to get first access, right? If you want first access, just so I know, when we deal with the trucking thing, please put truck in the chat. Put truck in the chat so we can deal with you later and follow up later. Put truck in the chat, TRUCK. Put truck in the chat, and we want to make sure that you can get that, okay? All right? All right. So that was number 2. So number 1, aviation. Number 2, transportation. Number 3, the construction trades. Construction trades, all right? What about the construction trades? Now, when most people think construction, sometimes they're thinking actually about what I would call, right? They're thinking about like laborers, okay? They're thinking about all the guys that wait at the, hardware store or Home Depot, or whatever the case is, and they're waiting to get a job. That is part of the space, okay? But these are the trades I'm going to encourage you in if you have an interest in this space. Excavator operator, excavators, okay? Every construction site known to man has that big thing, you see, right? That list of dirt. We call it earth moving, okay? The earth moving space is in high demand right now, okay? Some states, some places you got to be union, and some places you don't have to be union at all, okay? I'm going to encourage, for those, especially black men, I'm going to encourage you to try to get into spaces that are non-union. Here's why. Historically, the unions have not been, friendly to us. Why is that? The unions were transformed after the mob in the 1950s and 60s got dismantled. So they took their mob money and then they took over industry by industry. That's what happened. Let's just tell the truth, okay? That's what happened. That's when you look at most of the construction union space is former mobsters. If that's true, I need you to put a 1 in the chat. If you've been around that space, if you think that's true, put a 1 in the chat. That's what it is, okay? So I'm going to encourage you, if you can get into the union space, do it. But if you cannot, do not be discouraged. I need you to I need you to be smart and still look at those opportunities, okay? Because there are places where, right, that's not the case. Also, I want you to look at flooring. Flooring is huge. Flooring, putting down tile, putting down hardwood floors, putting down, cement, all these different things. So things in flooring. Also plumbing, right? People don't care. When that plumbing don't work right, they do not care. They want somebody to fix it. Thank you. I see everybody putting the ones in the chat. I appreciate you. Look, all right, welding. This is another space. Welding. Guys making $200,000 plus a year becoming a welder. All right? $200,000 plus a year becoming a welder. Okay? Also, I want to mention Glacier. I have a good friend of mine, actually from high school. He's about to retire. He's a Glacier. What is the Glacier? They put up the glass in high-rise buildings. They're the ones that put together, right, the glass. Okay? You want to look at that space as well. Okay? These are the type of construction trades that pay. Again, I'm talking to brothers where you're trying to see, how do I get to the bag, right? I went into finance. I was very blessed. I told you, I read those 600 books. And what I had calculated was this. At the time, I was in my 20s, okay? This is why if you're young, if you're under 30, and the older brothers will tell you, if you're under 30, do not waste your youth, especially as a black man. Are you crazy? You're gonna do not waste your youth. You can't get that back. When you are in your 20s, you have the most energy, you have the most strength, okay? You have the most vitality. It's there. You will age. And as you age, you have to make more streamlined decisions. I get it. Look, I'm not telling you not to have no fun. I'm not telling you, man, that, hey, I know there's some baddies out there, and I know you like, Dave, I just got to have one or two. Okay, look, I hear you. I understand you. Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something? All right, let me just be one. I'm going to be completely 100 with y'all right now. You ready for this? I had a lady tell me once, she said, David, you know what's funny? I have never met an ugly rich man. Now, my man said, say that again, right? Hey, that's what I was told. I've never met an ugly rich man. So what I'm going to tell the young brothers, right? I'm going to tell the young brothers, make your money, okay? Make your money, do what you're supposed to do, because trust me, the women are going to be there, right? If you get the money, I see a woman that's confident. She had to say, right? A woman that's confident. Hey, look, if you make your money, the women will be there, because there's nothing more attractive than a man that can take care of a woman. Ain't nothing more attractive. All right. So for the young men, do not waste your youth. Focus in. I'm not saying don't have no fun, but you need to focus in and make it happen for yourself. All right. Space number four, right? Security. There is lots of worldwide growth, right, in this industry. Okay. Right. Think about the terrorism, the violence, everything that's happening, right? So physical security, and then you have cybersecurity, right? Physical security and cybersecurity. These are spaces. When we talked about this stuff yesterday, we talked about medicine business. It's a medicine business, right? People need it, and when they need it, they need it. And it's a little bit of a painkiller, right? People feel safer when they have somebody at the door, when they have somebody at the hotel, when they have people around, looking around. Security is a great space to be in, especially as an entrepreneur. We'll go through that even more later. Security is a great space, okay? Right? All right, so for cybersecurity, real quick, we have this up, MIT and Northwestern, right? Now, next thing, you can go to MIT, bro. You can go to MIT, 24-week program, 9 hours a week, part-time. You can do a part-time program at MIT or Northwestern. These are the top 5, top 10 schools in the world. 24 weeks, cybersecurity program, okay? And here's a bonus for you. Real estate, okay? Let me break through some myths about real estate. You win in real estate long-term, not short-term. Now, in short-term, if you go into construction, property management, become a broker or an agent, then that's consistent cash flow. Do not fall. Listen to me. Do not fall for these people that are out here telling you you can go flip one house and quit your job. Now, you can flip a house and have your job, but you're probably going to lose some money because flipping that first house ain't going to be as easy. How many in here have to flip a house? I want you to put flip in the chat if you tried to flip a house. Put flip in the chat, all right? And what you probably determined and what you discovered was that flipping houses is not that easy, especially when you got to find the contractors, right? Contractors rip you off. You got to find a GC. The GCs lie to you, okay? Right? Why can I talk like this? You know why? Because I've done it. I've been through it. I've seen it. Everything I'm saying to you guys is not some theory. I've done it, okay? My brother said he flipped 50 of them. He knows, right? He's done it as a business. So I want people to understand, real estate is a great space, but to flip houses, you have to have a network of contractors. It takes resources, a time to learn, okay? You need to be funded or have lines of credit. That's why I say keep your job. If you get a good job, keep your job as you fund your entrepreneurial dream. You have to find a skill set, a space to do this. Do not believe it. Please hear me when I say this. I want to make sure I'm very clear on this. Do not believe people that are telling you you can just leave everything you're doing, do this, and all of a sudden you're going to come into riches. That ain't how that work. You got to do the work. You got to learn the space, learn the industry, become good at the industry. Okay? All right. So real estate. Now, here's something for you. All right? If you're looking real quickly to make some money real fast, right? I had a brother, he put in the chat, again, I know, look, y'all know my background. A lot of brothers I know, you know, different. If you're trying to invest, we're going to deal with investing. We're going to do all of that. But I want to make sure I get real quickly, right, into tangible things that brothers, black men can do to make money today. Okay? All right? You can make money today. Here we go. Ready for this? If you're looking for a fast $1,000, you need to make $1,000. I had a brother said, man, I can't do that. I got to make some cash real quick, whatever. This is what I need you to do, right? Here's an idea, okay? You're going to put together a car wash. Find an auntie, I don't care who it is, find an alley, a street, or something. I don't care if you're in a rural town, wherever you are. We're going into summertime. You're going to charge $10 or $20 a car wash, depending on what they want, okay? You can do a car wash, literally the outside of a car, real nice, put all the things together, okay? And you can charge about, let's say $15 to $20 to wash cars. Hey, you a brother from the neighborhood, you're from the area, ain't nobody gonna have no problem. Hey, I'm doing this car wash on Saturday and Sunday. You're gonna start at 9 a.m.? Like all the car washes are full anyway right now. How many go to car washes and you gotta wait in line for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, right? Might as well come down the street and help the brother out and give him the money for the car wash. So let's do the math, right? If you roughly do about $20 a car wash, 10 or $20, say 15 is average, right? You do $15 a nice car wash, they come through, little hand car wash, put some chairs out there, make it real nice, put on some Afro beats, put on some hip hop music, make people feel real comfortable, right? You can do $500 in 4 or 5 hours, real quick, mostly cash, or they're gonna use Cash App. You can make $1,000. Look, like people think, look, they're like, man, my gosh, David, look at your background, your corporate. Let me tell y'all something. Look, I played this game on purpose. I'm a real block hustler. I went and got all those corporate, all of that. Nobody taught me that. I went and got all of that so I would have the credibility in these other worlds, right? And so I could come back to this world and tell us how to do it. At the end of the day, the money's always made on the street. That's what I learned on Wall Street, okay? The money's always made on the street, okay? In order for Wall Street to make money, they need small businesses to make money. They need the block to make money because that's how they flip and securitize and flip everything and make their money, okay? So put down your pride, make this cash, Saturday, Sunday, I'm doing the car wash. You're going to market, put it on social media, put flyers everywhere, put it on everybody's car wash, neighborhood car wash, right? Hire some shorties and get to work. You can make $1,000, $2,000 cash. I've done it. I went out in Chicago to Buck Billiken Parade. One day I got my, some of my family, I said, yo, guess what we about to do? This was when, bro, I had been to the White House, bro. I had been to Wall Street. I had done all this fancy stuff. Guess what we gonna do? I went and got some freaking Italian ice. I went down the parade and I said, hey, it's hot out here. Italian ice. Get your Italian ice. We were out there for 3-4 hours. I made $800 in 3 hours. I ain't got no pride about this. Let me tell you something. Don't ever have any pride about making your cash. Because remember I told you, only you are the one that's responsible for your family. Only you are responsible for the next generation. You. So ain't no pride in how you've done. Look, that's just the game. All right, so next, here we go. All right, I wanted to give that for the brothers asking, like, what can I do right now to make some things happen and move some things forward? So I want to make sure I gave that. All right, so real quick, let me see where we're at. We're going to talk about scaling, going to about 100,000, right? Then we're going to go to 1 million, then we're going to go to 10 million, okay? All right, so, all right, we went through that. Hey, guys, if this is real good, please let me know. I want to know if I'm on the right track. If we're good, let me know. Let me know. I want to hear some comments, get some insight, make sure that, look, this is like, hey, this is good, this is insightful. Hey, I'm learning something. Put yes in the chat. Put I'm learning something. Yes, I'm learning something. I need to know that what I'm saying is resonating. Because look, we're going to keep doing this. We're going to do this again and again. When we do this, we want to get the feedback of what is actually working, what's happening, so we understand what people can do to make sure that they can win. All right? Okay? All right. So, all right, to get to 100,000, 0 to 100,000. Okay? So we just covered 5 industries as a black man. Now we're going to get to about 0 to 100,000. How do you get to 100K, right? Especially by yourself. How do you do that individually by yourself? How do you do that, okay? The key to 100K is 2 things. Whatever you're offering, okay? Whatever you're offering, all right? I'm going to put this up here. Try to do this. Okay? All right, 0 to 100K. Okay? 2 points. You ready? Hold on, make sure this isn't in view. All right? You have to do, especially whether you're in service or the product business, marketing and consistency. Marketing and consistency. All right? That is how you get to 100K. It's marketing and consistency. It's marketing and consistency. It's marketing and consistency. Okay? It's not that hard, but I want you to hear it. It's marketing and consistency. Marketing and it means that you have to show up. If you work in a job or you're full-time, you have to show up every day. One of the challenges when you're transitioning into entrepreneurship or you're trying to build a better legacy for your family is that nobody's going to stand over your neck and tell you, right, what to do. So it's action. Basically, what this is action. It's consistent action, consistent action, consistent action, consistent action, consistent action. That's what it is. No matter what you're selling, what you're doing, you got to do the monotonous. You got to get used to doing the monotonous. You got to get used to doing the boring stuff. The boring stuff. You got to get up in the morning and you got to do it. You got to get up in the morning and you got to do it. You got to get up in the morning and you got to do it. 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 Somebody put in the chat, just do it. Just do it. That's what you got to do. Real simple. Now, sometimes you need help along this, and we'll talk about this as we're going to offer some stuff to hopefully help you do this, right? Because sometimes what happens is this. You got all of this stuff inside of your brain, stuff that family told you, mama told you, all this stuff that ain't true. Because if it was true, then they would have the results. Always remember this. When you are listening to somebody, please listen. Hold on, look, listen. But then look. You're going to listen, and then you're going to look. I need my production team, put that up on the thing. You listen, and then you look. You listen to what they say, but then you look at their life. Because a lot of people got a whole bunch of opinions that don't know what the hell they're talking about. They got a lot of opinions, though. But they don't. Look, this is not church. In church or in the mosque, you can theorize about God and talk about whatever and talk about what's the morality and what's right. And you can pontificate all you want, okay, in church, in the mosque, in the synagogue. But when you get out here in real life, when you get out here, you got to hustle and you got to fight economically. I want you to listen, and then I want you to look. Observe the results. Look at what the results are. Please. Because if the results aren't there, what they talking about ain't real. It ain't real. Okay? They just talking. Let them talk, but don't be fooled. You're going to listen and you're going to look. All right? So, marketing consistency. Marketing consistency. For my brothers who are trying to go from 100K to 1 million. I got a lot of brothers in this, and we're going to have something for you to really work through this. 100K to 1 million. Now, this is the one, okay? Because a lot of people, they really can't break it, and it's really difficult to break it, and they're trying to figure out, man, how do I break it? All right? So, here we go. It's going to depend on the business that you're in, okay? Here you go. If you are in a product business or a service business, okay? Product or service, okay? If you are in a product business, you got to do two things. In a product business, you have to have something I like to call volume orders, and you have to have inventory turns. Volume orders and inventory turns. What does that mean? If you're selling a widget or you're selling a unit or whatever the case is, if you're selling shirts, see, to get to 100K, you just got to market, hustle, stay consistent, right? And all of a sudden, people buy 5 t-shirts, family reunion, they buy a t-shirt, this person buy a t-shirt, that t-shirt, you're selling 20 t-shirts, 5 t-shirts, 20 t-shirts, 10 t-shirts, right? To get to 1 million, now you need to get to the company or to the event, okay? Right? Okay, oh, wait. The camera's backwards. Thank you for that. How do I turn this camera around? Is it mirror? Here, I want to come over here. Help me turn this camera around. Thank you, people. Thank you for letting me know. Let's go. Let's get this done. Video. Okay, there we go. All right, perfect. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. All right, so here we go. So volume, orders, inventory turns. That's what we're doing, right? So now if you're selling t-shirts, okay? If you're selling t-shirts, what you're going to do is this. Now instead of getting 5 t-shirts, 10 t-shirts, 20 t-shirts, right? Now you have to get the order of t-shirts of the event, for the festival, for the school. And now you got to get 300 t-shirts at a time. You got to get 1,000 t-shirts at a time. You got to get 2,000 t-shirts at a time. Now, your margin, the profit on those t-shirts are going to be lower. But let me give you a secret, right? And why Walmart was successful. This is why Walmart was successful. You ready for this? Walmart in its time, okay, why JCPenney and Sears and all the rest of them, They were selling product, let's say let's say it cost them $10. They were selling it at $30. Okay? Right? Walmart came in and said, you know what? While that product is sitting on the shelf, waiting to be sold for $30, so you can make a $20 profit, a $20 margin, okay? $20 margin, right? 30 and 10 is 20. We're going to sell it, ready for this? We're going to sell it for $15. Wait, hold on, wait. You bought it for 10, you sell it for 15? That's not a great margin, right? But they said what we're going to do, that t-shirt, that product is going to sell 5 times. So they're going to make that $5 profit 5 times faster than what it took for you to sell one. So while JCPenney was sitting on selling that one t-shirt for $30 because it cost 10, Walmart sold 5 of them for 15 and it cost 10. So they made $5 5 times. So now they made $25 while JCPenney and Sears was still waiting to make their 20. You understand what I'm saying? So you're going to get into more volume orders and inventory turns. If you are in the service space, this is what you have to do. Okay? You have to do 2 things. You have to training and recruit. Everything based in your business is going to be based upon your ability to train. So whatever you do, I hate to tell you, you're going to have to teach other people to do it. It's the only way you can grow. Okay? I'm looking at the guys inside my studio. Okay? They do production, film, all this type of stuff. The only way they can grow and expand is they have to either hire other people who've already been trained, or they have to create their own training program to train people, right, in order to do what they do, and then they have to recruit very well. You have to recruit very well, and you have to train. Recruit and train, recruit and train, recruit and train. In one of my businesses today, listen to me, we take 200 applications a week. We interview about 100 people a week, and we put between 7 to 20 people a week through training. It's a service business. That is what it takes for you to win, to go to $1 million, right? From 100,000 to $1 million, while you're still doing marketing and being consistent. Marketing, consistent. Marketing, action. Now you got to go to the product, volume orders, inventory turns, service, training, recruiting. If this is good, if this has been truthful, please put a 1 in the chat so I know. I need to know if this makes sense. Okay? Train and recruit. All right. Now, for my brothers going from $1 million to 10 million, I know y'all been waiting. I know y'all been waiting. Y'all been sitting back. Y'all been waiting. Y'all been like, man, bro, please. All right, we get in. Let's go. My brothers who want to go from $1 million to 10 million. Okay? Let me make sure they can see. All right? 1 million to 10 million. Okay? Are you ready? 1 million to 10 million. Okay? Here we go. You are going to have to get good at 3 things. And we're going to go through something. Hopefully I got some structures for you to help you do this and do this properly. Okay? 1 million to 10 million. Here you go. Ready? You're going to have to get good at delegation. Okay? Leadership. Delegating and leadership. Number 2, you're going to have to get good at your business systems. Right? And you're going to have to get good at partnerships. You're going to have to do everything that's up here. Keep marketing, keep taking action. Volume orders, inventory turns, service, training, recruiting, depending on where you're at, right? Product, service. But from 1 to 10 million, you got to get good at delegation. You got to get good at leadership, business systems, and partnerships. Listen to me. And before your very eyes, I want you to listen to me. I told my friend yesterday, I told somebody, I said, look, I know we starting out. This is the first one we're doing. So you better jump on this train. We are going to become the authority on creating not only Black wealth, but Black leaders in business. We will be the authority. You know why? You know how I know? Because most people out here talking about wealth or whatever it is, right? At the very least, they're doing 100 to 1 million, something like, they're doing something like they come up on a lick, they hit a lick. That's what they do, right? They hit a topic, subject matter. Oh my gosh, I know something about ChatGPT. Let me go out online and let me teach you about ChatGPT. Now, they ain't really made no money doing ChatGPT, but they get online like, hey, let me teach you about drop shipping. Oh my gosh, let me show you how this works. And They ain't really made no money about drop shipping. You know why I know? Because in the industries like that, if you really making money doing that, bro, you ain't got no time. Because there's so much money in that. If you really know it, know it, bro, you ain't got no time. What you talking about? You selling $10 million, $5 million packages to corporations and training people on how to do ChatGPT. I know global trade. The drop shippers used to come to me in China. I know how it go. I used to take $1 million, $10 million orders in that space. I know how that space go. Okay? So we're going to take over this space because we actually know what the heck we're doing. Guess what? I'm doing this. This is going to be one of my businesses in my industries, right? I still got everything else that we're going to be doing. This I'm doing because, we're going to turn it into an industry. We're going to make money from it. We're going to do well. But I want to help create global millionaires that look like me. What did Jay-Z say? He said, what's better than 1 billionaire? 2, right? If we create our own ecosystem, our own network, do you understand the power of that? If we got Daryl, right, whatever industry he's in, if Daryl's in media and he's making millions, if I got Wesley, if Wesley's making millions and he's in his industry, right? If I got my man Craig's in his industry is making millions. Hold on, wait. So then we're making millions, and then I got my brothers in Kenya making millions. I got my brothers in Ghana making millions, Brazil making millions, America making millions, the UK making millions. Do you understand what we can do? Do you understand the power in that? What we can do? It's been done before. It's just that we didn't do it. All right? So, does this make sense? I want to stop real quickly here. I think that we had, I don't know, are those questions ready? Can we cue any video questions? I want to make sure. Can we cue any video questions? Right? Somebody talk to me. Are we queuing any video questions? Because we're about to. All right, questions in the chat. Questions in the chat real quickly. All right. Also, VIP reminder, if you want to go into VIP after this, please text the number. They're going to put the number up there. Please text the number if you want to go into VIP. Okay? All right? I want to also say this too. For those that are in what I call, you want to go to 10 million plus, we're going to get some things. We're going to offer some things you can do as well, whether you inherited or accumulated wealth, right? I want to deal with this. A lot of Black folks are inheriting wealth from people. If you are in the investment space, and I want you to know this, making money and investing money are different skill sets. What it takes to build a business, okay? What it takes to build a business is not the same thing it takes to invest in businesses. They are different skill sets, okay? Now, if you built a business, it helps you to invest. But I want you to know they are different skill sets, building businesses and investing. If you have capital, let's say of $250,000 or more, and you are looking into investing, okay, please put invest in the chat, okay? Please put invest in the chat so my team can know who that is. We can connect with you and talk about some other things as well, but please put invest in the chat. But again, you got to have the liquidity capital for this, right? Everyone thinks investing is sexy. Oh my gosh, I want to be an investor. Look, most people who are investors, they're not investing their money. They're investing somebody else's money, right? They don't really know what it takes to invest their own money, right? So please don't be impressed by people saying, oh my gosh, look, bro, at Goldman Sachs, guess how much money? Bro, I did a $20 billion transaction when I was at Goldman. Right, look, great experience. Great, it was an amazing experience. I was all across the world in China doing all kind of stuff. But guess what? It wasn't my $20 billion transaction. Hey, great insight. Love it. Hey, it was amazing. Okay. But it wasn't my 20. I'm trying to get I want to do a personal $20 billion thing. I was so blessed. Recently, I told a friend, I was invited back to the White House in DC. I was invited back for some stuff, for some Africa. They're doing the whole Africa Council that Biden is doing. And I was so blessed, man. I'm wearing the badge today. Where's the badge? I'm wearing the badge today because I was sitting at the table. And I told a friend, for the first time in my life, I was sitting at the table and we were talking about $1 billion opportunity. And guess what? I wasn't representing no company. I was representing David Anderson. And I remember being 24, 25 years old and envisioning to myself, right? What would it be like to have my own opportunity? My own, the White House inviting me to the table because I am qualified enough, I'm valuable enough, right? To have my own $1 billion opportunity. And that's what I want for you. I want you to be qualified enough, educated enough, where you can stand on your own, okay? Your family can look at you and call you great. Your kids can look at you and say, man, look what my daddy did for us. They may not understand in their youth. Listen to me. They may complain. They gonna complain anyway. For the older brothers here, how many of you got teenagers? You did everything you could do to serve that teenager, to serve that young adult. They still don't appreciate it. And then one day they wake up and they go, man, life is hard, Daddy. How the hell did you do this? Man, you paid for college. Daddy, you did this, you did that. So look, we have to be wise, use wisdom, right? That's why I got to connect the young with the old to get the insight, right? Because if we make the same mistakes, if you think, man, you feeling guilty and crazy because, you missed the ball game of your 5, 6-year-old and you like, man, I can't do this because dude, they don't remember you being at no ball game. At 5, 6 years old, you better go get this bag. Because you know what they will remember? They will remember that you paid for their wedding. I guarantee they remember that. They're going to really remember when they get out of school with no student loan debt. I guarantee they remember that. I guarantee they remember when you helped give them a down payment to get their first house. I guarantee you they remember that. Okay? You are a man. And you have an ordained responsibility to take care of your family and the people who are you and yours. And the younger you are and the faster you get this, the better decisions you can make. Listen to me when I tell you, okay? All right, so where are we? We got a video set up? Ready to go? Testimonial, question, what we got? All right. Oh, the industries earlier, okay. He said it's a research based on American context and global. No, that's a global context. I was talking with my team yesterday, and we were talking about that. That is a global context. Aviation, transportation, that's all global. That is not just American. I was telling them for sure, like, hey, they know how I am. I'm always thinking about the brothers in Asia, the people in the Middle East, the people in Africa. Does it apply? What we're teaching, does this apply across a global context? And yes, it does, brother. Yes, it does. Thank you. Yes, it does. All right. Okay. Can you give an example? 0 to 100K. Can you give an example quickly? Okay, great. I was using t-shirts. I think I want to use real quickly. Let me use car detailing. Here's a quick one. Right. Car detailing. Hope you wrote this down. Everybody wrote that down. Okay. All right. So quick one. Car detailing. I was talking about car washes. Let's say you want to do car detail, right? You tell everybody, you mark it consistent. Hey, I do car detailing. You can do this in your backyard. You can do this at home, on a block, on the street, okay? Basically, car detailing is about $75 to $125, right? Per car, okay? If you do 4 cars a day, that equals $2,000 a week, okay? That's going to give you $104,000 a year, and that's going to be mostly cash. There you go. Boom. There's an example. You ready? Hey, look, I live this thing. I play this thing. This isn't theory to me, okay? I actually have to play this game and figure out this thing. Like, David, how do you have so much stuff in different industries? How do you do all this different stuff? Man, because I did it. I made the mistakes. I paid the cost. All right, so here we go. Before we go into VIP, all right? Before we go into VIP, I want everyone to listen up and listen up. All right, why don't we play the video for Arsenio real quick? Is that queued up? Can we play the Arsenio video? Someone let me know. Yep. Everyone just hold tight. Give me 15, 20 more minutes here, right? Can we play the Arsenio video? Yep.
I met Dave about 4 years ago. My first business cracked 7 figures, and it was actually an interesting time to meet Dave because I oftentimes say you can't just be wealthy overnight. You actually got to have somebody to teach you the game. And DA kind of stepped in and took me and my business partner under his wing and showed us how to kind of maneuver this very dangerous game that we play called business. And within 6 months, DA was actually able to help us obtain a $200,000 line of credit. And then 6 months after that, he actually helped us secure a $3 million line of credit that we were able to obtain in real estate.
All right, so look, that's Arsenio, right? Do we have is Reggie stuff set up too? Let me know. I want to know. We have Reggie, and also I actually want to play Christine. I want to play the woman too. I want to play. No, let's play Christine. Play Christine. Somebody please play Christine. Play Reggie or Christine, either one. Play those real quick. And look, these happened before I was even trying to do this. Look, I was just doing this and I was making money with guys and moving. We were moving stuff together, right? Because it was a neutral value, saw something in them, make it happen, right? Now what I'm doing, I'm structuring it in a way now so that we all can win, right? Trying to structure it so we all can win. But go ahead and play that testimonial real quick. Play it for me. Thank you.
After sitting down with David and going through some ideas and some concepts, in the first 6-7 months, I think we did roughly about $10 million together. It's an exceptional program, and David did something for me that no one else had ever done. He taught me the power of global expansion and really understanding the importance of an international network and how we can build on that network. Him and I have done projects that surpassed the $20-30 million mark. My life has changed in more ways than one for the better from the development of our relationship. And I'm just so happy that you have brought me in to the fold and have shown me how important the power of a network internationally from a professional perspective or a personal perspective can be, and I'm ever so grateful.
Look, my team is going to play actually one more thing, right? One more thing. I want you guys to understand. Look, a lot of people talk. I really do walk the walk. I mean, I got people in my life that I have helped get to the bag, right? And you know, you never know what's going to happen with people, right? Some people get to the bag and they actually get a little woo-woo. I don't understand it. They get a little woo-woo, right? But I'm not worried about that, right? But I want, for those that don't know, I want you to see, they're going to play this video, some of the background and stuff like that. I want them to see this. So my team, go ahead and play that, right? Before we wrap this, we're gonna go through this. I want you to play that real quick. Go ahead. This is so great, man. I really appreciate everybody, man. Like, real talk. I want you to put real quick. I want to thank you, right? But this has been helpful.
David Anderson has become synonymous with global black wealth. Whether he's shaping policies at the World Economic Forum, playing key roles within political circles on both sides, mastering the art of building unshakable wealth on an international scale, or breaking down barriers so that black men around the world can win. David is the world's best kept financial secret weapon. From the ghettos of Southside Chicago to the Obama White House, to the homes of billionaire moguls, David's receipts stretch well beyond million-dollar bank accounts, African royal families, or celebrity inner circles.
But I believe that they did something that all of us can do.
David's true gift is in single-handedly positioning everyday brothers to become global millionaires. Why? Because it's about damn time we own what's ours and have a real seat at the table. Money, power, respect.
All right, team, thank you. So look, before we go into the VIP, if you still want the VIP, let us know, right? The first level, right? They're gonna show this slide real quick, right? To work with us. I'm very conscious of this and I'm very mindful of all these things, right? Normally this would cost somewhere between $3,000 to $5,000, right? This thing's gonna help you avoid a lot of mistakes so you don't have to lose out on opportunities because you didn't see them coming or you didn't know how to move, okay? So team, for today, what is it? I think they put the things together. Let's put this up real quick. Today, I believe, right? And they're gonna go through the features of the space. We're gonna have, I believe it's like accountability, a call every week. Let's go ahead and get that up, right? So people know how to participate if they choose to participate, especially for the brothers in the room. I want them to know how to participate if they want to participate, right? So this is the first level, participation, right? I'm going to be very intense. This is going to be like the first cohort of a lot of things that I'm doing. So particularly this particular, what I would call class or cohort, right, is going to get a lot of intensity from me personally on a lot of stuff because it's going to be part of the first cohort that we're going to build, right? So we're going to be doing a 60-minute group call with David every week for 6 months, okay? So every week, 6 months, we're going to do a call. We're going to have live Q&As, what it takes to hit 100K plus, investing, business, and more, okay? And we're going to go through the Black Business Funding book as well, right? 50 places you can go to get $10 million plus. And I believe, you got the price up there as well, right, for that? Okay. Oh, let's go back. Sorry. All right. The price for that, instead of being, I think we're at like $3,500. We're actually today, the next 24 hours is going to be $1,023. Okay. $1,023. Again, it's going to be the call, right? Six months. Okay. Access to all the Q&As and also the Black Business Funding book. What we did, we effectively put together, right, all the different areas where people are getting funding as Black people, right? For that. Again, this is more of a kind of, I would kind of say, folks trying to figure it out, trying to put some things together. That's what this is, okay? All right, next. Let's go to the next one. Second level, right? Who is this for, the second level, okay? The second level is going to be for the people, yeah, thank you, 2 payments of $512, actually. That's right, 2 of $512. This is the build up bundle. I realize there are a lot of people who are in business, okay? And you're in business and you're making some money. You're making some money, whether it's a side hustle or whatever the case is. But this is for people who are in business or they're in corporate and they're in a job, right? And we're gonna call this the Black Man's Business School. What we're gonna call this essentially, right? The Black Man Business School. This is gonna be 3 90-minute Q&A group sessions, okay? It's going to be almost like an accelerator, right? But particularly it's going to be a 10-week portion of this as a Black Business Accelerator. Because what this is going to do is that we're going to effectively, in this concept, right? Because what we're doing here, right? We're going to basically, I sat on the committee for 10,000 small businesses as it was being developed, right? Back at Goldman Sachs and some stuff. So when you go to business school, let me tell you what happens at business school. At business school, you're going to pay around $40,000 to $70,000 a year, right? To go to business school. You're going to give up roughly about 2 years of your time. If you go part-time, 4 or 5 years, and you're basically paying $100,000 or $200,000 to basically go get a job. That is how business school works. Why? Because mostly corporate, right? Corporate is the one who does that for the most part. Okay, right? So you don't have to give up this time in your life, right? This would normally cost about $30,000 to $50,000, but the team, they put the numbers together. The team put the numbers on the board. Okay, all right, put the numbers on the board. This is going to be, I believe, the numbers that they got to. All right, I know there's a little delay. I probably can't see it, but it's effectively $9,923. That is for business. And again, this is not for everybody. As a matter of fact, I don't want everybody. The people I want are the people that are serious about structuring their business and their life. You got to structure your business and your life. You cannot win, right, without the proper structure. Again, it depends on the results you want. If you want the results, you gotta have the structure to do it, right? And those who are winning, they know this. If you're winning, you know this. You gotta have the structure to do it, right? So again, there's a demand on me, and then I'm gonna put a demand on you. There's a demand on me, I'm gonna put a demand on you, okay? This is reciprocity. They're like, man, why don't you go just get the grant funding? Look, I've seen this game play out. When people go get grant funding and do all of this type of stuff, folks don't take it seriously. You think you're going to build your business without an investment in yourself and invested in your own business, right? You have to invest in yourself. It's the only way you're going to be able to structure business to move forward. Somebody can give you a couple tips. They can give you a couple pointers. I've had people give me tips and pointers. They're helpful. But if you do not structure what you're doing, you will not have a template and a blueprint in order to execute. That is how you execute. Yes and yes? Yes. All right, lastly, here we go. Okay? This is a little bit different because this is what I would call, for brothers, that I have even talking to some people even the other day about this, right? This is right now going to be the highest level working with me. Look, I also take care of a family. I took my son to this morning before I spoke to you to his baseball game, working through things. So I also have that as well, right? This is for brothers who are super serious. For those who are doing okay, a lot of guys probably making between $50,000 and $500,000 a year, okay, right? And you have a certain level of income, but you want to be economically free. What is economically free? It's owning the things that people buy and being able to focus, okay? Focus and have the bandwidth, okay? To be able to actually move the market, move things in your life, right? We're going to talk about going global. We're going to talk about the groups, the things you need to join, okay? Now, again, bro, I'm not a preacher. So I'm not into just talking good and giving some good thing. Look, there's no accountability in that, okay? We're talking about real accountability. Who you need to know. I'm going to use my personal network. This is going to be a thing. I'm going to use my personal network, bring relationships to the table, and we're going to do deals together, right? We're going to do deals together with my investment team and other things, okay? The price for this would normally be about $40,000. And look, I ain't blowing no smoke, bro. I got paid the other day. I helped somebody get into a contract, right? A contract they did, right? And I just said, they said, bro, what is it going to cost? I said, look, you know what? Hey, $50,000. Now, they making real money. See, the difference with this is that some people make a bunch of promises. I ain't making no promises. We going to make money. You hear me? We're going to make money. And the people that know me, they know me like they're like, David, I know, man. And look, money's not everything. But I'm going to tell you this. The love of money, the love of it is the root of all evil. The love of it. But it also, scriptures say that money answers what? All things. So what's crazy is, right, this thing that people run from is the very thing that they need in order to thrive. That's what people are like, you talk about money, the money. I'm like, bro, Do you not understand? Like that, I hate to say it, Jesus had a freaking treasurer. Jesus had a treasurer. So I'm tired of all these people, right? I'm tired of all these people sitting back and they're talking and they're doing all, I'm so tired, right? I'm so tired of prosperity preachers getting on stage, talking about some guy wants you to be rich and you got to do this and that. No. Look, okay. I'm all for the inspiration. Look, I'm all for it. I'm all for the inspiration. But inspiration without the proper education and action is degradation. That's what it is. Inspiration without the proper education, okay? Education and action, okay? Right? It leads you to degradation. That is what's going to happen. And I hate to say it, for our people, we have been inspired enough. It's time to get to work. We've been inspired. I can get inspiration all over the place. I'm happy some of you guys were inspired by what we put on and what we did. But look, we're going to keep on doing it. I'm going to give out free information. Look, I want you to understand, right? There's a lot of value, and I want you to understand. The things that I'm teaching, this is real talk. A lot of stuff that I'm teaching, people are trying to make you pay for that. And I'm going, yo, I'm just going to show you the game. But when you talk about executing the game, now we got to build structure, okay? Now we got to build structure to properly execute. When I was 21, I'll tell you a story. Guys, when I was 21, 22, when I was taking care of my mom and stuff like that, I was working 3 jobs. This is a true story. I was working 3 jobs. I was working at Starbucks. I was working at a Audi home for adopted kids. And I was doing helping doing sex education at high schools, like abstinence education and stuff like that, right? And I went to this thing, and it was actually about real estate. This is why I know a lot about real estate, okay? This is why I know a lot about real estate. I went to this thing, and I was 20. I think my cousin might be on here. Kevin, he might be on here. I was like 20. I'm 22, I think, 20 or 21, right? And the guy said, hey, we're going to help you learn real estate, blah, 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 right? It's going to be 20 racks. Mind you, this was back in 2005, like 2005, 2004, something like that, whatever the time. I can't remember the time frame, maybe 2003. And I went and figured it out. I actually ended up getting I forgot how I got the money. I think I got a line of credit or a credit card, something like that. I put up to 20 racks. My cousin was older than me, right? I said, man, we're going to Arizona. I'm going to learn this real estate because I got to figure out how to do all this stuff. Went to Arizona, right, to do the real estate, okay? And it's a true story. I went, they talked about wholesaling, flipping houses, doing a whole lot of stuff. I literally went from zero, right? At that time, obviously, you had the no-doc loans. Remember that time? No-doc loans. You didn't have all that kind of stuff. I went from zero to about roughly 5 or 6 million in real estate. But I learned a huge lesson because I was asset rich and I was cash poor. And when the market shifted, right, I lost it all. Mind you, I'm 22. I'm sitting in a laundromat. I'm stressed out of my brain. I'm stressed out, going crazy. This lawyer, this old school cat sits next to me, and he says, man, brother, he's like, what's wrong with you, young man? I said, man. So I tell him my story. I'm like, bro, like, this is what I did. I ruined my life. My life is over. He said, how old are you? I said, man, I'm like 22, something crazy. He said, I want you to come to my office. I want you to meet up with me, right? I want you to meet up with me, okay? And he taught me the Donald Trump game. Right? I ended up going through a bankruptcy. And he said to me, he said, David, let me tell you something. This is incredible. But he said, when you get like 10 years from now, 20 years from now, it's just going to be a good story, right? And it's funny because I remember when I was even going to the White House, even going to go, but I was so nervous. I was so scared. I was like, yo, this bankruptcy thing gonna come up. It might knock me out. Guess what? It didn't knock me out of the game. So what I learned was, here was the lesson, right? What I learned was The people that win and the way the governments, they know, right? Because when you start to win, what do? You pay more taxes, right? You contribute more to the economy. You add more jobs. So what they did, right? And let me just talk about the Europeans. What they did when they set up the system, right? They set it up in such a way where those who add value and create jobs and opportunity are rewarded in a way, right? Now, does it ding you? Yeah, it dings you. But it dings you only if you're going to work in the employment space only. If you're going to be a job creator, if you're going to be an opportunity creator, right? It doesn't stop you. And so that's one thing I learned. Like, oh my gosh, wait, I did all of this stuff after doing that? Yes, David Anderson went through that. 22 years old and still got the Harvard. And still got to Goldman, and still went to the White House. And what I'm telling you, I'm not telling you have to go through that. I can help you avoid those things. But I am telling you is that you have to structure. Listen to me. You will not get the result. I can't speak for everybody else, right? I can't speak for everybody else. But I'm telling you, when Arsenio met me, okay, the brother was trying to figure it out, ended up coming into some money, moved it over. We said, all right, bro, let's flip that. Guess what you about to do? Get this quick 200,000 right here. Boom. Let's get this quick 3 million right here. My boy, I don't even have Christine up here. I told Christine, we were doing some stuff together. I said, look, you're going to get on the plane and you're coming with me to the motherland. You're coming to Africa because what you have to offer is something that they need. I work with presidents of countries. Okay? She gets on a plane, whatever, got the largest contract she's ever gotten in her entire life. Right? Reggie, we just brothers, we were hanging out, having a cigar together, doing some things, talking on the phone, right? Making some things happen. Because what happens is, listen to me. Okay? When you hang around millionaires, the remnants and the crumbs that fall from the table are thousands and tens of thousands of dollars. When you hang around billionaires, the crumbs that fall from the table are millions of dollars. Oh. And that's facts. I'm not blowing no smoke. That's how it go, right? I just got hit, and that's why I'm like, bro, I got to build a bigger network. I got to have brothers at the table with me. You know why? I got hit up the other day. I'm going to tell this quick story, and then we got to get into, I know because my folks are going to be ready for the VIP, right? Right? If you want the VIP, get ready. It's going to be dope too, right? Here, I get a call the other day. This is a true story. Get a call. Hey, yo, one of Elon Musk's executives, presidents, wants to talk with you. I say, all right, what? I'm like, but you know what, man? I don't know if look, I'm at a place now. I'm like, I don't know if I want to work for Elon, man. Oh, Elon, I be doing the most. That boy, he be out here. He be all crazy. He cool though. He brilliant, bro. But that boy be crazy. I didn't know if I wanted to work with him, right? Okay, you ready for this? So we talking, and they said, hey, this particular company, this boom, 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 this, that, and the other. And they said, man, bro, hey, would you take over the whole distributorship, right, for this particular product? And can I tell you something? I sat back and I said, bro, now here's a multi-million-dollar opportunity, and I ain't even got the people in my life. I ain't got the people to execute it. Because, bro, I had this going on. I got my other companies going on. I got the other things happening. I'm like, bro, I ain't got the bandwidth. But I would love to have a young brother who's serious, trying to make it happen, right? Structuring their life. And I can say, hey, I see what you're doing. You're doing that. Fantastic. Okay, you in telecom, you in this industry. Hey, look at this contract. We can do this contract. All right. We're going to partially fund you. We're going to do bop, 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 boop, 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 and let's go. Right. But that's what we're going to build, and we're going to build it globally. But I'm going to tell you something, right? The other secret, we talked about secret of, I think the last portion, we were talking about secrets of millionaires that they don't want to know, right? Oh, here it is. Before we get out of here, before we go into VIP, right? Number one, the crumbs, right? When you hang around millionaires and the right people, the crumbs are in the thousands and hundreds of thousands. Number two, you want to have your luxuries that you have. Here's a secret. The luxuries you have, you want your luxuries to become a business, okay? You want your luxuries, listen to me, to become a business. Your luxuries become a business. If you like nice cars, brother, you a car guy. Guess what we're gonna help you do? We're gonna help you set up the company in a certain state that I know. Okay? We're gonna help you set up the company, and you're gonna get into the luxury rental car business because your luxury is going to become a business. And you're gonna have partners, right? And we all gonna eat together as we ride Rolls Royces, Bentleys, Mercedes, Lamborghinis, because you're gonna turn your luxury into a business. That is one of the secrets of millionaires. Okay? Right? Hey, guess what I like to do? I like the process of helping people become millionaires. I've been doing it just on GP. No, this is back. It did. We all made money together. Let me make that sense. I ain't with no GP, okay? Right, but because I'm not just gonna do it and just do it. No, you turn it into a business. Why do you do that? Because you make it self-sustaining. And if you make it self-sustaining, right, now it can continue. The problem we have is that we go into areas of passion and we go into things we love, and now it becomes an expense item. And now you're responsible for the expense. I got a brother here, he told me the story, right? He had whatever, $500,000, $1 million, whatever it was, right? Right? People needed businesses. He's like, man, Dave, I gave out all this cash, right? Because he had the bag, but he didn't understand the investment of the bag and how to invest. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to make sure we know what to do with the money when we get the money. The last myth I wanted to go through real quick. What was number three? Number three. Take your luxuries into a business. And then the last one, here it is. Ready for this? I was telling a friend, and I felt like I said, you know what? I don't think I ever really paid for mentorship. I don't think I ever paid for this, that. And then I sat back and said, oh, snap. Yes, I did. You know how I paid? I gave my labor. I worked for free for a whole lot of people, right? Different spots. But you know what I did? It was a secret I had. And I didn't pick it up the other day, talking to my team. People do business with those who do business with them. People do business with those who do business with them. You do business with me, or you find a way to bring business to them. Okay? Not just an investment thing. Investment thing may be cool too, but you find a way to bring business to them. Right? So remember this. People do business who do business with them, right? So what you do, you either bring them business, right? Or you do business with them, because now there's an exchange. Now there's reciprocity. Okay? Right? Okay? Now there's reciprocity. Now there's reciprocity. Now there's reciprocity. Now there's reciprocity. Right? And when you have this reciprocity circle, you can continue to make money, right? And guess what? When you make money with people, man, that's a different fun. All right? So look, brothers, thank you so much for tuning in, man. Go to the top. Why? Because the bottom is too crowded. You're going to see us again, 1 million black men. I want to see you in VIP. For those who are ready for VIP, let's go. We're going to go to the questions. You have the link, right? We're going to go deeper into some stuff. We're going to answer questions. How about one-on-one? You have the prices of everything. Look, hey, 24 hours. The rest of the stuff is going to go 24 hours. The other people who aren't even here, we got people chatting, people letting us know they're signing up. I'm going to limit this. I am not going to take a whole bunch of people because this is going to be an inaugural class. I want to make sure that we have people with results walking across stages with results. Hey, yo, this is where I was. This is where I am now. This is where I was. If you don't want results, please don't sign up. Remember I told you putting you on, that's a myth. But you can have execution. You can have accountability, and you can win. Brothers, I hope this has been helpful. I hope that you've been able to get something, glean something from me, from this conversation, and all the brothers inside of here. Man, 1 million black men, we taking over, baby. And I'm out. See you at the top. The bottom's just too crowded.
Calling all black men. This is a call to action. This is a call to action. An action call. Calling, calling, calling all black men. This is a call to action. This is a call to action. An action call for 1 million black men. I am Kwesi to put you on a call path to win. This is not a Zoom call or a call on Facebook Live. Though we are virtual, we are live. Not a call on TikTok like MLB black men, we are on the clock. Not a call from Snapchat. Move back my bat. We are on first base to Isaac Hayes Jr. fan base. We have an eye on third base. Grand Slam, not a call from Instagram, as we don't need validation with blue checks. We are the true checks. We do checks. We write checks. We are the right checks. We do family checks. We check in on our sons and our daughters. We are black men who walks on waters because our children like to FaceTime. We are black men who FaceTime. Let's FaceTime. This is still not a call from an Android or an iPhone. It is extraterrestrial to phone home. I know sometimes black men, we have to travel around the world to be appreciated at home. But you are not alone. You are in the each one, teach one green zone, where the elusive weapon is the truth. We are the black truth. We are Paul Pierce, the truth. We are the loot. We are 1 million black men strong. We will get along as we landline. We walk across their blue and red line. Now this call is from a landline with rotary numbers and a coiled cord. We are 1 million black men on one accord. This cord and phone transmits a dial tone, whether a local call or a call of long distance. Regardless of the distance, it connected us. Social media unconnected us. Our homes need us. They soul feed us. And not just food that give us niggas-itis. I write this, our homes bleed, sweat, tears for us. Black men, it is up to us. It is on us, not to just procure the bag. Buddha bless one, share it with me. Get the info under your afro, bro. And establishing sovereignty to be a one united bank for economic just us. Black men, we must set up a family trust to an estate, because right now everything is at stake. Because we can't lead from behind, from your behind to your mind. They are public with their relevance as they use artificial intelligence in this age of information. Elon Musk bought Twitter to gather more of our information. So if I have to be the Starlink, I will break the Starlink for 1 million black men. But I won't condone our culture with misuse of our information. So I grant you David Anderson for this financial literacy education. DA went from shy Southside streets to JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs on Wall Street. From Chicago State to Harvard. At 19, he fathered the economics in his family house. DA served in President Obama administration at the White House. He lived in China for 3.5 years, learning the Chinese economy, the renminbi. To the British pound, black men, let's get this pound. To the European euro, we NBA step into the euro. To the Uganda chilling, black men, let's be empowered by our billing and be willing to learn and understand. Money is just a tool to build unshakable wealth. 7 generations deep that DA will teach that we can compete in an economy beyond that's local. Black men, we must think global. So I present to you David Anderson to put you on this financial literacy path to win. Welcome to the movement. 1 million black men.